today I'm gonna be making a ridiculous print that costs $2.6 million. But maybe I'll show you this graphic here. But I don't know why a banana and a duct tape cost $2.6 million. So instead, I'm gonna make a banana and a duct tape print that's not gonna rot, and you can actually bring it home and put it on your wall. So I'm gonna be making that print. It's gonna be 4 layers: a white, a yellow, a black, and a gray, just to compose the whole entire piece. But that's that. I think it's gonna be a very fun print, and my print is definitely not gonna cost $2.6 million. I just printed this print. It's white, gray, yellow, black, and that's the sequence that I'm gonna do. But right now what you see is grayscale, which is what my printer can only print. But if you can see over here, it's in color. And this is gonna guide me how I'm gonna be carving this one out. And as I was printing this, I didn't expect this to be A4 size, but this is going to be half the size, so I'm going to make it easier for me to carve out, and it's not so much of a commitment. But since I already printed out such a big one, then I guess I'm just going to use the big linoleum to try and make this work. We'll see how this goes. I'm just going to try my best to do this one. Never done something so realistic before. I just finished carving out most of this, as you can see, and the initial plan was to put the grey first, then the yellow, then the black. But when I was carving, I was thinking if I were to make the grey first, when I put the yellow layer, it's gonna be showing the grey part because yellow is lighter than grey. So because of that, I think I'm gonna change from yellow to first and then grey second, and then the last would definitely be black. So that's what I'm gonna do. And since the carved out layer is the white layer, that's not something that we need to do at all. Yeah, so let's do the yellow layer first, and then we'll see how this goes. But before that, I think I'm gonna prepare probably 5 to 6 pieces of paper, just to make sure that if I make any error, I still have like the remaining pieces to salvage it. So I took the yellow, which is processed yellow, a very bright yellow, and the sage green, just to probably make it a little bit more natural in terms of colors. Let me just keep the lines first. Yep. So I got my things ready, my rollers, and let's see whether this yellow and this sage green can mix well to make it more banana color. I think that's the best way I can describe it. I realized that the yellow and the sage green is not enough, and I have to put in a ton of white and just a bit of green, just to balance out and to warm up the color a bit. Or else it looks a bit too bright and artificial. And then I've also rolled out my color, so I'm quite excited to paint it already. But before I do that, because I also remember that I need to do registration for my print so that I can align things nicely, I need to do that first before I start rolling a layer of ink on my print. So let's do the registration right now. Registration all done. Now it's time to print. I'm gonna roll the layer of paint and print on this. Let's see whether this works out or not. So I just finished printing all 6 pieces, hanging all here, and I'm excited for this to dry. It will take a few days. And while waiting, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this up and I'm gonna look at where I'm gonna carve. I don't think I'm gonna carve anymore because it's quite a workout to print all 6 pieces. And yeah, and that's that for today. Oh, it's day 2 and I just carved the second layer out, which means I carved the yellow areas. So I think the yellow areas here, they're probably mostly dried out, and I'm going to be printing the grey layer. The reason why I still carved out is because I didn't want certain parts of the grey to cross over to the yellow part, and the remaining that is not carved out is going to be black, and black is darker than the grey. So I'm not too afraid that if the grey were to go into these areas, it's going to be affecting anything. But yeah, this second layer took a lot of time because the black areas on these dots were really hard to carve out because they were really intricate, and I made some mistakes that I almost carved out this kind of areas and I had salvaged it. So grey layer right now, let's go for it. Oh my god, I finally finished the second layer that I wanted to print. I think there's 6 of this, and the reason why I usually print around 6 to 10 prints is that I know that if I would screw up in one of these prints, I have the remaining for this 5 prints to go. Fortunately, I have not messed up in any of these prints, so I'm pretty happy. The grey contrasts really nicely with the yellow, and now I'm just left with the last layer, which is black. But before I do the black, I need to wait for this to dry out, then I can start doing it. So that's going to be day 3. And prior to doing day 3, I also need to be doing the carving. But because it's just way too much work in one layer, I'm just going to take a break, and I'll see you next day. Hi, today we are going to be doing the last layer, and we have done the yellow layer so far, the gray layer, and now we're going to do the black layer, which is the last part. And technically, I think also the hardest one, because what I found out is that the black part is actually quite a minority part of the whole art, and painting is going to be tough, especially since I need to know where I need to paint, and finding where I need to paint is quite tough, especially since the background is black. Furthermore, there are some small parts like this that it's a little bit hard to get to, and I'm afraid that it might stain other parts because it's so close. So what I have is this smaller roller that would help me to get over this situation. Before I do this rolling, I'm gonna be carving out for the black layer. I just finished carving out this layer over here, and I'm about to go ink it and print it. I just finished my print, and it's really pretty than I thought actually. I was not expecting my print to go well, especially since the last part, the black inking part, I was struggling quite a lot to get some ink down on my linoleum. But it turns out it looks okay, and I mean, it's not going to be the same as the original Comedian because that is the real thing and I'm doing sort of the art rendition of it. But if I look at it from afar, it looks like a real banana being stuck on a duct tape. So that's a good thing. I would say what I don't like is probably the alignment. I think it can be a lot better in terms of me maybe like cutting a cutout from a cardboard, like how I usually do it. But because the linoleum is in an odd size, I just decided not to do a cutout. But aside from the alignment, aside from like the small little thing, I think that is printmaking after all. It's not going to be perfect like a printer. I mean, not like an electronic printer, but this is handmade and I'm pretty happy with it. I think I deserve to be proud of this. 3 long days of work. So for this print right now, I'm only going to do 2 prints, one over here and then the other one over here. The remaining 4, I'll be doing another day because I have been a bit, I would say, impatient because the grey has not really dried up yet, and I decided to print on the black. And what happened is that you can see some smudge on the black and the grey and start to have this weird splotch effect, which I was not intending for. Still surprised that all 6 prints turned out not too bad. It really turns out to be good prints. Really, I'm still a little bit shocked, a little bit taken aback that I did well.